Alrighty guys, so Miguel is officially here. I managed to get him. Happy days. Just got him to grade 10, leveled up to 100. Didn't go, well, I didn't want to go to the full extent because I haven't actually tried him out. So, and I've only briefly looked at his kit, so I actually don't know to the full extent. I was kind of low on resources. Now, in terms of skills, I know that the third skill I don't need to put any levels into because realistically it's more for with what the skill 3 does rather than damage. I should say that. Kind of made a doo-doo error when it comes to buffing up more on the first skill than when I should have prioritized the buff and the ultimate, but it is what it is. But this is where we got him right now. I am going to put a little bit more work into him, I think. But anyway, blue debuffer. So from what I've initially heard is that Taijutsu is the way for this man. So first skill deals 122 melee taijutsu damage to a selected enemy. Depending on how many cursed energy you have, you can do additional damage up to 40%. So pretty much in a similar fashion with what Jujutsu has happened in terms of playing around with cursed energy. The more cursed energy you have, max being 80, you're able to do more for the skill. So in this situation, you can do 40% more taijutsu damage. So characters out there that provide you with cursed energy, which I think a lot of people are going to be utilizing the Yuki, of course. Yeah, a lot of value to be gained through those characters now. Going for, so that already is a massive. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a W. I mean, it requires a bit of requires patience and a lot of cursed energy to be stored up. But regardless, if you get the right support, right, and recollection cards too, you know, you might be able to get it cooking ASAP. But moving along, we got the skill 2. And then put it back at level 1, actually makes it easier. There we go. Increases own taijutsu by 18% for 3 turns. Reduces damage received by 15% for 3 turns. The higher the own cursed energy receiving attack, the greater the original effect by up to 60%. Oh, then damn. Okay, so realistically, you really want to go into this playing around with having a lot of cursed energy. So 60 is at max. So 22. What's the cap at? 25. God damn. 25%, but the effect stays at 60. Okay, well that's low-key kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, your taijutsu damage goes up too. Wow, 30%. Okay, that's nice. Third skill provides you with attack nullification for 1 turn, deals 60% jujutsu damage, and attracts the selected enemy to attack. Miguel, of course. So again, this is one of the big reasons which I saw that you don't need to put any levels into it because you're taking it for everything else but damage. It's more of a chip damage of a attack, but decreases the value of 2 of the enemy's eligible buffs by 30%. Wait, can we work on that? No, we can't. Okay. Decreases those buffs turn count by 1, prioritizes the most recent buffs, and then can be reused after 2 turns. So this Miguel is now playing around with the enemy's buffs, making it so that the value is potentially dropped alongside with the turns in him also being able to drop those. So this could be very interesting going forward with bosses that do like to play around with those buffs, of course. So something to take note. A bit of a tank support debuffer? No, tank debuffer is what I'm getting. Tank debuffer is the vibe that I'm getting. And then the ultimate again goes for the attack nullification, deals 133 range jujutsu damage, increases the selected enemy's damage received by 25%, decreases the value of 3 of the enemy's eligible buff by 50%, decreases those buffs turn count by 2, prioritizes the most recent buffs, then deals 540 melee taijutsu damage to a selected enemy, and then if you've got cursed energy stored up, again the higher the better, and you can do an extra 40%, so max is 80. So realistically, yeah, there's a lot of cursed energy play being applied to this character. Thankfully, looking at his skills, skill 1 and then skill 3, obviously the low cost on the energy, I think that's a massive W, because that's pretty much what you're going to be playing with, to be fair. So then it gives you more time to store up 20. I mean, yeah, I mean, to be fair, the low energy cost is actually not too bad. So having our Yuki might be highly essential for this character. And then what's this? Auto skill. At the start of the battle, decreases own Jujutsu damage received by 15%, increases own Taijutsu damage by 20%. Ooh, well that's a W. Yeah, overall, he's coming across as a fairly decent tank supporter. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this character, if anything, in terms of reducing the enemy's buffs, of course, you know, turn counts and whatnot, and yeah, kind of making him the focus fire. So again, having that tank role. So very, very interesting play of character. Alrighty, guys. So this is the team. I mean, to be fair, this is probably going to be. Yeah, no, I was gonna say this is a fairly comfortable team to take Miguel in, of course. So yeah, tanky. Well, what was his role again? Tanky support. Yeah, because of course he's messing about with the enemy's buffs, of course. But that's fine. Let's see how he plays out. Let's see how it works, of course. Now, we have to also take into consideration the cursed energy at play. So we'll see how this one plays out. So obviously we're going to be using a lot, and at the very beginning, most of it will be the first skill, which is fine. Because realistically, with the first skill, what we can do is, I think once we hit max curse, so we have to hit 80. Oh my god, okay, hold on a minute. It's a bit of a wait. Okay, let's just get some damage going. Let's buff you up. Let's just see how this one plays out, of course. I wish they would have added a passive for Miguel where he can do a little bit of self-healing. If they gave him self-healing, my goodness, this man would have been a fantastic tank support. Oh, that would have been so great. But his ultimate clearly will utilize most of the damage. That's something to take note of. Okay, we're at 50. We're just going to keep going. No rush. Again, just kind of taking it nice and slow. I mean, he's doing okay damage right now. I mean, we are building it up. So, yeah, okay, so I think we're good to go. So we will do this, do another one of these, and then we'll do that, because we should maximize our damage here, actually. Let's see what the damage output is now. Is that 40k? Let's go. That's okay, I guess. So now, because we're at 90, I'm going to maximize my buff. So obviously not only are we going to be getting the increase in taijutsu damage and the reduced damage received, but the original effect will go up by 60%. So we will drop the gun on that one. We'll get rid of you. There we go. So now the buff has been applied. Beautiful. So I just want to double check something now that we've applied that buff. Just double check. Yeah, okay, so so it's, so we got it, boom, right there. Boom, 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 someone for 2 turns, beautiful. Okay, so, if we do, wait, do we have the 2, okay, let's apply this, let's, drop the gun on this, then, what do I want to do here, because there's no point using that third skill, because there's no buffs at play, so this is going to be pointless. We've already applied our buff, so there's no point wasting it, so I mean, at the very least, what we can do a little bit of chip damage. I mean, we are getting that plus 40%, so we might as well make good use of it. Yes, let's do that, and then I'm going to use Gojo to kill one of these little grunts, because they're going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, cool. Let's do that. What was that? 55k? Okay. That's okay-ish, I guess. That's okay-ish, I guess. Okay. So now, I'm actually going to drop this on you. We don't need to work on our cursed energy, but I will pop the ult, because on the ultimate for Miguel, we do get some form of Jujutsu damage, a little bit of it, so I might as well maximize that. So we'll drop the ult here with every single buff we got applied, which is going to be very nice. And then we'll get rid of you. And then keep in mind, because we're at plus, because we've got 90, our ultimate will get the additional 40%. So yeah, we're at max, and the cursor energy will keep on. You got to keep that in mind. We're going to keep rolling with that when the ultimate is done. So that's also another nice thing to maximize with. So let's drop it. So Yuke is coming in. I mean, this won't really do too much for us. Let's see what we got. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, what was that? Obviously, my level isn't at 8, which is where I like to keep it at. So, half a mil. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. We'll take that. We'll take that. With what it's worth, with where my Miguel is at right now with his skill damage. That's fairly decent for a tank support. Yeah, we just keep spamming the second. Okay, let's see what this can accomplish. Boom, boom. Oh, boom, boom. We got the double miss, but that's because half a mil. Okay, we got the double miss because there's no buffs at play. Otherwise, that would have hit. Okay, right. I think I've seen what I need to see. Okay, we don't need to do that. Hold on a minute. I think I've seen what I need to see. You know what? We'll apply this. Not that we need to, but I don't use it. We're gonna do the first skill right now. Just quickly see what the damage output from this skill is going to be. Yeah, it's going to be barely anything, as expected. I mean, we're tanking. That's a W. So that second skill really is coming to effect. So yeah, that cursed energy really is. Once we're high up there, it just kind of stays there, which is very nice. Well, then again, Yuki was helping me out tremendously, so we're going to keep that going, of course. But overall, I think my thoughts on Miguel is, like I said, he's a fairly decent character. I can see the usage out of this character clearly with that specific role as I've mentioned, when buffs are played. That is going to be absolutely massive. But I think outside of that, I don't know if I'm going to be using him as much. In a blue mono situation, with how limited I have it, unfortunately, because of course I don't have mono and whatnot, I probably will be catering to this man. Yeah, you know what? I will give it to Miguel. Playing with the enemy's buffs, making it weaker. I mean, for high difficulty boss that work off from buffing, that is going to be highly essential. So he's already found his role to kind of solidify that he is a fantastic character in that position, of course. You know, building up his cursed energy to get that little bit more damage going, that's also a huge buff. Also, obviously, the whole physical side of things, of course, that's also nice. So, overall, again, a fairly decent character. I wouldn't class him as a high tier character in terms of how Yuta is coming across, right? In that regards, but I will possibly make it so that he's one below. So for like a blue typing to have his specific role being unique, I guess, there is value to be gained from this character. So yeah, not too bad. To be fair, I think it was smart on the developers' play to kind of give him a role that is very unique and specific, so that, you know, again, value, that he holds value in that specific area. So yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Would I go chasing after him? Probably not. But we got him now, so we'll make do.